So I think he brought Toronto to the world. But I think there is also a level of before that, especially at our age. You know what I mean? Like at our
Hmm.
age, there's still a like when we say Corey Joseph, like Corey Joseph, no disrespect to Corey Joseph, if you ever see whatever we're talking about, Mr. Joseph, but we're a little bit older, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Right? There like so when I say Jamal was opening the floodgates, like still before that, you know, when we talk about Toronto, right? There's Dixon, like Marv, you know, like
That's
these
my
types of
goat. You say
right?
Marv,
Marv, you know,
that's my goat right there.
because you remember, I don't know exactly how old Marv is now, but for me, it was like I used to hang out with Scoobs more,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
so
yes.
and then Scoobs is even I think he's maybe a year, maybe 2 years older than me, right? So when I would hang out, like Marv would be like, "Hey, little guy," and like you know,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
a little noogie or hold me down and beat me down and stuff. But I think it was because of that that of course I got to play with him more. I think that was also my always my benefit because I always played with y'all older folk,
Hmm.
right? So I got to play with Marv, and I was playing with Marv that whole time as a
Hmm.
because I guess you know what you're 2 years older than me, so he's older than you, I guess too,
Yeah,
right? By a
yeah.
few
He's
years.
probably like 2 years older than me.
And he was like to me like you can't touch that ball. He's gonna hit every shot. You're gonna can't score on him until I was like, all right. I remember one day he said to me, you know, out of all and whatever, wherever it was and whoever was around, and obviously there's context. He was like, "Yo, man, you're playing well right now," and it was like the biggest thing to me that
Big
Marv,
yo.
right? Like it was the biggest
I
thing
I
to me
tell
that Marv.
I'll tell you my Marv story.
Mm,
Well, other than this, like
mm,
Marv is the first guy I ever seen like dunk, like put his
mm.
hand in the rim.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a jerk back in the
But like, you
day
see,
because
like
he
when
used to do
Vince
some
Carter like
crazy
went
shit.
and like did like this and put his hand in the
Yeah,
rim, Marv is the
yeah.
first guy I ever seen like jump, take the ball, put it in the rim, and then
Mm.
pull his hand out, and then you
And
know what I mean? Like
then
he didn't hang,
and then land.
and then land.
Yeah.
Nuts. But my favorite Marv story is at a Mary Ward drop-in one day.
Mm,
I went there one day, and that day I had done like this big bike ride with Ed and George.
mm.
I don't remember if Paul came.
Probably not.
Oh, it was me, Ed,
Yeah.
George, and Kareem. Kareem was like a little
Mm.
tyke at this time,
Little
right? And
Korea. I used to I remember I used to Korea.
yeah, he was like this guy. He was this guy. So we rode, and we did this big ass bike ride,
Mm,
and and then I got home and I slept, and went to the drop in now that day, and
mm.
I don't know if that bike ride did something to me, but bro, I was jumping out the gym. Everything I
Mm,
caught, I was like, and me and Mark were on the same team.
mm,
So then there was one play where I, I got the ball, I stole the ball, and I was going down the court, and then Marv was on the left side, and
mm.
he's like, "Yo, up," right? So then I
Mm,
threw the ball. It was the
mm.
worst throw ever.
It was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was
Oh shit.
bad. It was bad. Like the
Yeah.
ball was like getting ready to go over the backboard, and
Yeah.
I saw Marv take baseline and jump, and then he
Just go
got the
for it.
ball with his left hand,
You saved your day.
like from over the backboard,
Yeah.
and then pulled it in with two hands, and then boom. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's like,
You know,
"Yo, you
Marv
got
was he
me."
was
He's like, "You got me
he,
hyped today, bro. All that dunk shit that you doing, you got me hyped." And if you ask him to this day, he'll probably like ask him the best alley oop he's ever got.
That's you.
He'll tell you it's me, but it
That's
was
you,
the
man.
worst throw
Worst
ever.
ever, ever. Well, you made it. Well, now you can tell that it wasn't the worst throw ever. I guess it was just it was the right throw, as they say.